doing this.
I'm gonna make
Gonna prepare by doing a dance. Everybody dancing, prepare
Sean, if
the
you could do
live
it.
stream.
Great. That's a
Setting
great
up the
song.
meeting.
Keep going. Zoom dancing is really just all about arms. That's all you got.
You got about
now
what,
I'm hearing both me on the video and me singing, and that's too much of me singing. I generally don't have to experience the sonic portion of my own songs, which is probably for the best. Okay, so I'm going to get our video posted now, and hopefully, because GDs, I've been honest. It is going to direct to us. Hey, here we go. So we are streaming. We are live, folks. And what an exciting group we have for you. I as you know probably by now, if you've gotten to episode 4, hopefully you know us. I am Sean Schumacher. I'm a assistant professor of graphic design at Portland State University, and I am joined as always by my co-host Cielle Charron.
Hello.
Hi, Cielle.
Hi, live from Secret Room over here.
Live from Secret Room.
Kate theoretically is still at Jiffy Lube.
Yes.
Somewhere.
those of you true believers from episode 3 may remember that Kate was handed a very large bill at the end of her Jiffy Lube experience, and we've not heard from her since then. So
she's recovering from that.
Yeah, that to go in for a flat tire and to have that much of a Jiffy Lube experience is probably not what anyone wants from their day.
It was the blower cartridge, or I don't know. There was some terminology thrown out that sounded made up to me, but.
Folks, I've got some late breaking news. I'm being told by the folks in the studio that Kate is actually on her way right now.
Where is she?
I am going to send her the secret password to get into the meeting.
And Romeo should also be joining us as well.
Yes. So yeah, we've got a really exciting group, and this is our last one of these that we're going to get to do today. It's been really great to get to talk to so many of you folks, and just catch up as part of this like first Digital Be Honest, and in a way kind of our like 10th anniversary. I realize it's the 11th, but I
was going to ask about that.
Yeah. So
a nicer number.
It could possibly be that maybe last year we didn't realize that one was the 10th one until like very, very late in the process, like maybe a week or so before it was going to happen. But that's how that happens sometimes. And we're really excited that we, in this digital space get to share it with all of you. So Kate and Romeo are going to be here. And maybe also a secret special guest. So we'll see who comes into the room. This is just going to be one of those really great surprise shows.
Stick around and find out.
Love a surprise.
It's like a prank TikTok. See, I am a modern person and I know what that is. So maybe we should actually start things off with introductions. So I'm just going to go through the list as always and ask you to introduce yourself, say a little bit about, the year that you worked on Be Honest, and we can kind of go from there. So Hallie, would you like to start us off?
Sure, I'm Hallie.
Hi.
I worked on the 2016 Be Honest. Can you remind me, since you have all the fun stuff?
Yeah, no.
Does
this look familiar?
Yes, that's the one.
That's the one?
Every year's the same.
Oh,
here it is.
They are.
And that very bright, but they're there.
It was me and Jordan Bailey sort of running the show. We decided to theme it around the idea of a dog show, because
Amazing.
I think the first thing that came to my mind was just like judging, which probably is not the most wholesome idea, but like everyone loves dogs, so it works. And it was a really great experience. I mean, we sort of got to work with an amazing photographer, Nicole Clemenson, and she sort of made all of our ideas come to life in a really cool way. So it was great. And obviously like we had a ton of help from, you know, the whole A&D crowd. It was a great experience.
Yeah, it was a really, I feel like that, you know, we've been talking about like, you know, the different years. I feel like that was such an important milestone to like actually hire an outside photographer, because we've never done that before. I think that also like gave us a lot of great lessons moving forward. Because I don't think we'd hired an outside photographer for like anything before, and because we were able to do that let us, you know, have that process ready to go when we started working on like all this new promotional stuff that we've been working on in the past couple of years, with our friends over at Half Court Studios. Hi Ben, if you're watching. But yeah, like these photos are so good. I feel like one of these, I know a lot of the trophies have still like floated around in AB 330.
I really want to know who ended up with the giant, we made like a giant medal, like first place medal that we really, really tried our hardest to get the beaver to wear inside. In a 10-second, they told us that the artist didn't want it to, you know, sully the beaver. So we couldn't, so we just had to like hang it on the wall. But that, we'd love to know where that went to. Yeah, it was a really cool process of just like, even just figuring out how to like pull off a photo shoot, because it was nothing any of us had ever done before. So sort of getting to learn that process from start to finish was really cool in like a, you know, really polished professional way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was so great too, that we were able to have Nicole be such a good assist too. So I love that.
So
I joined.
Been joined by Kate.
I'm in my mom's sewing room.
Amazing.
I was at the Jiffy Lube last time. Now I'm in my mom's sewing room. It's great.
Am I right in thinking that we still have that medal somewhere?
We do.
It's somewhere.
It's in A&D projects. It's hanging up in A&D projects.
Oh, I should have grabbed
it. Is it really? And I'm just, why can't I place where it is?
Hank, come here. Do you want us to use on TV?
Hank. Wait, hold on. I'm going to stop the share so we can really get a.
This is his third Be Honest.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
He was pregnant at the other one. Well, he wasn't pregnant. I was pregnant. And then he did a site visit at last year's. And now now we're gonna press buttons.
Love it.
Yeah. He's an aspiring graphic designer.
Bye.
How are you?
Look at that.
We're also joined by Cailin as well, who just popped in. Who's
2020 Organizer Extreme.
Been working many hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Cailin, do you want to tell us where you just came back from?
I was just live streaming from my car, where I realized afterwards there was something in my teeth like the whole time.
I didn't notice.
Okay, good.
No.
I'm not gonna worry about it. You know why? Because I don't see people. You know, like when you're not like in the public, you're not like, oh, I should check and make sure that my hair looks good, or like there's stuff in my teeth.
You did great. Didn't notice anything. Loved the parent drive-by. Loved seeing your dad's cat. It was great.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, easily one of the silliest, maybe most hazardous things I've done all year, but that was fun.
You made it.
That's so cool. So yeah, and if people like missed that live, is that going to be archived anywhere?
I couldn't save it to the IGTV, but I have it on my phone, and I will post it on my own Instagram so people can see it there.
That would be amazing. We could also maybe see if we could post it to our YouTube if that if that works too.
Yeah.
Magical YouTube.
We can.
It sometimes works.
Yeah.
It's a little finicky for some reason. Just this account, don't know why. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us and you know bringing the 2020 around, kind of full circle. So thank you both. Martie, do you want to introduce yourself?
Martie Flores.
Hey, yes, absolutely. Hi, I'm Martie Flores. I forget what year I helped with, be honest.
2012.
2012. Gotcha. Okay, because I remember the first one that I was in. I think I was one of the only or two like sophomores, right? That like.
Yeah. Did you do what? Were you at Ford Food and Drink, or were you at the Cleaners? Which I think you were. I think it might have been you and Tina were the only sophomores for that very first one.
Yeah, that was at Food and Drink. Yeah,
that was 2010. I love that.
Oh, geez, first one.
Yeah.
And then the 2011 one you did a bunch at too. That was the one that was at the Cleaners.
Yes, I remember that just because I think I was just such a sweaty mess.
We've talked about that a few times. That was the sweatiest I feel like I've ever been, and I get sweaty like all the time, but that was like super sweaty. And that was also when I think I got really worried that like we were gonna get like the fire department called on us because we were way over capacity. And it was wild. It was also pre-Sean. I feel like Sean would have never have let that happen.
Well, no, so that Cleaners one, I was reminiscing before that. That was the first one because you invited me to that. When I was in grad school.
You were a grad student then.
Yeah, and you were like, I know you are like in Artland, but you really have to come check this out. And you did that with me a couple times. Like I remember when Will Bryant came to paint the sandwiches mural, you were like, you've got to come meet this guy.
I was always pulling you out of Artland to come into graphic design land, and now you're permanently in graphic design land. Sorry, Sean.
But I think from what I remember, I got there and I got to see a little bit of the first shift before you like kind of kicked everybody out and had to flip the tables. And I was looking at your Flickr to find photos of 2011, and I noticed you've got a bunch of photos of the first group of people, and then like hardly any of the second, because I think I was talking to you that entire time.
Oh my God,
that's happening.
So funny. I love that. I love that. And Martie, you actually did the branding for a huge rebrand for Friends of Graphic Design. And you did this big installation that hung in the hallway for a very long time, because I feel like I see it, like it's been on, like it's been well documented, basically. We use that a bunch. And actually we just transitioned from Friends of Graphic Design to, we now have an AIGA group for the students.
Wow.
So yeah. So FOGD is RIP, and now I know long live FOGD. It had a really good run, but now we have an AIGA group. Really, honestly, A&D projects took over all the things that Friends of Graphic Design did, honestly. So and now AIGA just operates out of A&D projects.
Gotcha. That's amazing.
It's a complex structure, Martie.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I can keep this tattoo of Friends of Graphic Design.
Yes, of course. That's amazing. Do you really have one?
No, I wish, but now I will.
I like it. I like Sean,
I love
that
mark.
you believed it. I love it. You're like,
I did. But yeah, that I it's weird. Like that was a year that I didn't know much about, and I looking at it now, there's so much visual tie-in between like 2012, like the Be Honest branding and Friends of Graphic Design branding. Yeah. And I was even looking just a minute ago at this. We've talked a couple times, but I don't think I've actually shown it, about the hot dog. The hot dog photo, step and repeat. It's really great. It lives up to the hype, I promise. Look at that. So you could take your photo inside that hot dog.
I don't even see. Oh, there it is.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
That's right.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yes. But like,
and those are all of Martie's icons that are behind that. That's all of Martie's illustrations.
Oh, cool.
There's Pierre.
He was the first one to immortalize the annex in illustration form. Now it's been immortalized several times, but you were the first one who did that.
Yeah, and I still have that pin on my construction worker uniform that I wear every page layout class I teach. That's not going to make any sense if you haven't been in that class.
No. I love it. So Martie, where are you at? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm currently living in Los Angeles. I work for Snapchat. I've been here for 3 years. And yeah, I mean, I miss Portland every day, but it's a good change.
So good. So good. So proud of you, Martie. We miss you.
Oh, I miss you.
I love it. Who do we have next, Sean?
Next up, Maryana, would you like to introduce yourself?
Maryana.
Hello, so I'm Maryana. I worked with Eileen here in Cailin on the 2018, be honest, yes?
Yeah.
And it's nice to see the logo live on.
Yes.
Eileen and I, spent a lot of nights on that. So for that year, our focus was process. And I remember spending a lot of time in the trailer. Because that was the year.
Lots of spray paint in the trailer.
Yes,
we
sorry about that.
We were reminiscing about that earlier.
Leah was in here earlier, and there was a lot of like enclosed fume huffing that was happening. Art school, everyone.
I also seem to remember that you got a bunch of props from scrap, and those were what you screwed
that year. I think it was a lot of like team effort. Like we all went to scrap. We all had like things doing. We're always like work together to communicate all the time. Like that was a really like great community thing to do. It was a beautiful, beautiful brand, and I loved all of the social assets that came together and the animations, and it was really gorgeous. That crew did a great job. Thank you, Cielle.
Just the sounds of rustling paper.
Oh yeah, and then we had the
love it. Maryana, what are you up to now?
Right now, I'm a UX UI product designer at Walmart. So I'm working on the pickup experience and like how that
I bet that's a lot. I bet their pickup experience has gotten like 10 times the amount, 100 times the amount that it was before.
Oh yeah.
So
a lot of stress testing.
Wow, amazing. That's so cool, Maryana. Awesome.
I wanted to also share out, because I wanted to give everybody a clearer picture of that 2018 branding too, because it's really like, I think this is one of the shots that I remember of the Rube Goldberg machines, which I remember being an hard thing to build.
Yeah.
It was so complicated.
Oh yeah. And then releasing it, we tried to not show all the graphics at once. We released them like 1 week at a time. And then the last one was like a whole stage process. Eileen can speak on that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still love that photo of you all around the front doors of Wyden and Kennedy too. That made me really happy.
There's a lot of weird stuff in these hashtags we were noticing earlier. It just seems to be a lot of completely disconnected from us.
Although this is all pretty hardcore, be honest. I know. Yeah,
this
gorgeous.
Is great. Oh, all those brochures. I remember. I think we ran out that year. That was one of the years.
We run out every year. We always have to grab a handful before they all go away.
Yeah.
Kailin, we won't run out of brochures this year because we don't have any printed materials.
Not a one.
Oh
just
my
a
gosh.
lot of spreadsheets. We will run out.
Seriously, Kailin has been the spreadsheet master. I have to give a shout out to Cailin, and also we brought on Rachel Coddington, who produces Design Week, to kind of help us with all of the moving parts and pieces that have happened this year, with this being this first online experience and the high touch experience that it has taken with just partnering up the reviewers with the students, and then the Zoom rooms and the Sign Up Genius, which we have delightfully coined SUG. We had a night, late night with me and Rachel and Cailin, where we were just like, SUG for life. Yeah. Like it was, and then we're like, wait, what is happening? What's going on? But no, it's been, we not making piles of buttons or folding programs, but this has been the year of the spreadsheets and the emails and the multi-platform communication for sure. But Cailin, thank you very much for being so on top of all of the emails and all of the communication. It's been a tremendous lift. So it's so good.
Been fun. It's been like a learning process, like as we're going. I'm sure that happens with all years of Be Honest, but yeah, it's definitely like, who knew that Zoom IDs had passwords on them. I didn't.
now they do.
Until I started getting all these emails being like, wait, what's the password?
What's the password? What's the password?
Who has the password to my thing? I'm like, I don't know. So
no, but we're doing this again on June 5th for Fresh. So hopefully this will be, it's gonna be a little bit, we'll know a little bit more second time around. Still lots of spreadsheets though, let me tell you what. Oh my gosh, so cool. Thank you so much, Cailin.
Yes, thank you.
Who's next?
Has
Sean?
it been more stressful with the online experience versus the in-person? Because you know,
I think that there's different kinds of stress, because there's like the things that I'm really enjoying about online is the way that we've been able to involve people from all over. Not just and be able to engage alumni that haven't been able to be a part of this process before, not only like doing this, but also as part of the reviewing experience, which has been really, really, really lovely. It's been, I don't miss having to work with venues. I don't miss having to worry about beer. I don't miss having to worry about pizza. I don't miss having to worry about table orders. I don't there's like a lot of like physical things that I don't necessarily miss.
Wyden Kennedy dumpsters.
The dumpsters at Wyden, I don't miss those. But this has been, I feel like it's a different kind of work. It's still a lot. Like, I feel like just learning new platforms and just making sure that everyone is having a good experience. I think like when you're there in person, like you can run around and talk to people and throw people at tables and like, I don't know. But so this, I feel like I have a little less kind of control over that. Although this morning I was on Instagram trying to get more people to sign up for reviewers. And I basically was just like DMing people lists of suggestions who they should go and talk to. So it was kind of similar to me pushing reviewers to people in real life. But so it's still a lot of work, but it's still pretty great so far. I've been happy. I do feel like when we first found out that, you know, we weren't going to be able to have Be Honest, it was a little bit of a mourning period for all of the students that were involved, but I definitely feel like once we got everyone rallied, I feel like the kind of the challenge of it all at least got my adrenaline going, and like my like hey, we got to figure this out. And it's been a really amazing team for sure. Hi, Hank. Hi, do you want to come down here again? Oh no. No, he's not.
Yeah, we've had such good feedback just in our like Slack channel for the years. Like everyone's been like, this is incredible. Who would have thought that I would like this better than being at the real thing in person? So it's been really great.
Yeah, it's been, I think especially for our seniors too, because they essentially are getting like 2 freshes, honestly. So yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Cailin, how are you feeling? Because I know you did in real life and now you're doing it online. You're the only one here who's had that experience.
Yeah, I feel good. A little tired. I guess I would also feel tired before the in real life Be Honest too, because you're like, how do I best present myself? And just like getting all of that stuff. And I think I also spent like a lot of money on just like frivolous things when it was in person too. Cause I was like, ooh, people are going to want these bouncy balls with smiley faces on it when they come to my booth.
I mean, I would like one. So
yeah. Can you mail those out to us possibly?
Yes, I still have some left over.
But yeah, I think you're right though. Like there's a lot of like logistical things that end up like adding up in those in-person events. I always think of like the folks who want to make such a good presentation that they like, I feel like every year somebody tries to bring their bottle project and it'll be really full of wine and it breaks on the like steps of Wyden and Kennedy. It's, you know, that kind of thing I don't necessarily miss.
I don't miss that. I feel
like a lot of people with their booths they would always try to do something to make their booth stand out more. Like, didn't someone serve hot dogs one year?
Yeah, Nemi and Peter Lee served hot dogs. They turned it into a hot dog. Marty, you would have loved it.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I feel like this year is a little bit more like since we had to like basically start from square one again, where it's like, okay, it's not going to be in person. What do we make it? So like base level, it's like we're a design school, so let's start at design. So I've noticed a lot of people's like things that they've created or come up with based around Be Honest, like cropped, and the trivia, it's all like design based things too. It's not just like, what can we do to
how do we sell hot dogs online? No, and that's been a really fun component too. Just like we had to pivot and have Good Market turn into Seller Society, where they had different profiles online, which I know that those of you that were involved with Good Market in the past, that's been something we've been trying to do for years, and we finally got it launched this year because of just out of necessity. And then just like seeing the different like the PSU GDTV, like it's been fun to kind of see like with constraints, like what type of creation comes from that. So, hi, you just came in here with all of your stuff.
Oh, wants to share. He's like, beauty.
Oh, good Elmo. Mm-hmm.
Baby Grover, which
but yeah, if you haven't gotten to see it, check out the Seller Society, psu.gd/Seller Society. That's seller singular, not plural. But there's a whole bunch of amazing student work. And
this was something that was actually, so it was based off of the website that we currently have for Be Honest. And the Seller Society was actually started by Ryan Long, who currently is a designer and instrument. But then he was in A&D Projects, and he started working on this site then like a couple years ago. And we brought him in to work on the PSU site, I mean, the Be Honest site for this year too. So he ended up being, again, a project that he started when he was in school. He ended up being a professional mentor to kind of like get the Be Honest site 2020 launch too. And that was huge.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was just like, this is going to be such a huge lift to make this site actually work. And then I was like, well, let's see what Ryan's doing. And Ryan's like, I'm quarantined in Southern California, and I don't really have that much to do besides work during the day. So let's work on this. I'm like, bless you. So it's super clutch.
I know for a fact that he was up late into the night trying to get our initial version of the new Be Honest website, I'm told, was 800 megabytes, which is a little too large for a website. But yeah, he spent all night like compressing the images. So
holy cow.
Yeah, he's just a superstar.
Again, and I think this pulls into just about like how I absolutely love how, you know, you might graduate from school, but we still have our clutches in you.
I also wanted to Kyle, we haven't gotten to talk to you yet. Kyle, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. So
hi, Kyle. Speaking of websites.
Yeah.
My name is Kyle Charlson, and I worked on the 2018 Be Honest. And like Kate was kind of hinting at, I got to work on the website portion of it, and it tried to make it as fun as the advertising and the animations, try to bring that to life in the website environment for that year's program.
And there was also a big like kind of back end rebuild too. Like you went in and you tried to make it so that we were not just like putting like things into a flat HTML file. You were actually like feeding it from a spreadsheet. And a lot of that kind of became the premise for Seller Society and a bunch of other sites that we've done. Like the Kemeny site works like that. It's really cool.
Al, what are you up to? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right now, I've been working on some projects behind closed doors at Treehouse.
Nice.
Figuring out where they're going to go as a company. And that's like super exciting, thinking that, you know, I'm just a couple of years out of college and working on these massive projects for a company that touches people's lives.
That's amazing.
So good, Kyle. That's awesome. Oh, sorry.
Hey.
Okay. And I missed Hallie and Eileen.
Hi.
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 Hi. Did we talk to everyone?
Eileen, did we get to say hi to you?
No, I haven't talked yet.
I didn't think so.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't think so. That's what I was like.
I
I know I came in when we were talking to. No, you're in the middle of my screen. You're center square. You're not going to be able to squeak by.
Okay. Hello, I'm Eileen. With Kyle and Maryana and Leah, we all, and many other people, we worked on the 2018 Be Honest, and I did a little bit of the like trailer production work, spray painting work, and a little bit of the print design, and I did some weird like research for the show that we did that year, and I also participated, so that was fun.
Love it.
Oh yeah, that was the year that we had Jason and Nicole. I remember that research being very valuable to me and Jason as we were assembling that presentation.
Yes.
It was really weird. I feel like I went down some like very weird rabbit holes online, and I don't know if she appreciated it in the actual interview.
You were very, very good at your research job, Eileen. Maybe too good.
I pride myself on my research, and I can say that your research is better than mine.
I think I found like an old like German social media profile that she had.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
And she was like, we're not talking about this.
Yeah. Sorry.
I love it. Well, we're at the 6 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
This is the last of the 4 that we've done. Sean, what you got?
Well, I was going to ask the group, like, I kind of posed this question before we started, but we are wrapping up Be Honest 2020, and maybe we have some freshmen or some sophomores who've never been a part of Be Honest. What would you tell the folks who maybe are thinking about Be Honest 2021 when they stumble across this video next year, or I don't know, there's 7 people watching us right now, so maybe they're watching us. But like, what would you say to them? What takeaways would you have about this experience?
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like something that I would come across when I was trying to like when we're working on putting together the event is just like, oh, I don't think I'm ready, or like I don't think I have enough work, or like I'm not at the place I want to be, where it's just like I think nothing ever feels finished to anyone ever. So just sort of embrace that and do it, and you're gonna have a great time no matter what. And yeah, just sort of like, live your truth.
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna take away.
Yeah.
Just live, laugh, love, everyone.
Yeah.
PSU GD 2020.
Gotta live, laugh, love. Anyway, does anyone else have any words of advice, words of wisdom?
I was gonna add on to that. Just focus on the conversations. Like, yes, your work is great, it's there, but it's in the end, like what you remember is who you talked to and like what you got out of it. So really focusing on that, like making those connections in person or over online.
I feel like that's the takeaway. That's the takeaway I always try to get people to remember, that like this is at its heart a portfolio review event. It's a chance for you to connect with a professional, and like there's so few opportunities for that out there in the world. So I'm glad we could make it happen. Any final thoughts for us, folks?
Great.
Just don't forget to celebrate each other too. Like honestly, it's to celebrate the school and everyone's hard work. Everyone brings their best to Be Honest, and I think it really shows.
Love it. That's such a nice sentiment to end on, for sure. And Hank screaming.
I mean,
he was trying to pull me out of the room there. He was like, it's time to go. It's time. He'll be like, bye.
I think this is a really wonderful kind of close. We are essentially one of the last events in Be Honest. I think those are great closing words. As we go into the 6 o'clock hour, tune in to Pathos. Pathos has an open mic that is going to be going all hour. So if you want to do some stand-up or sing a song, not that I would want to do either of those things.
Yeah. Sure, Sean, it's totally not in your wheelhouse.
Completely believable for me. Maybe I am not being honest. But yeah, 6 o'clock hour. Check that out on the Be Honest website. Also, 8 p.m. If you are feeling like you got all this energy built up from today and you want to dance it off, Levi Larson, our own Levi Larson, who helped to kind of plan the early parts of this event, is having a fake DJ dance party. So I still don't quite know what the fake DJ part of that is.
There will be real music.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what the Levi Larson fake DJ dance party is all about at 8 p.m. tonight.
Yes. So please come to those events. And if you don't already, please follow us on all the social media platforms that we are on. We're on YouTube. We are on Instagram in 12 different accounts, but the main ones are PSUGD and PSUGD_Be Honest. And also we're on Twitter, although we don't really do anything on Twitter, even though we have
a lot of followers on Twitter, and it's really intimidating to post. Let's just put it that way. I think we might have too many followers. I do feel like maybe 7/8 of them are bots, but still, it's a lot of followers, and it's really it's not conducive to lots of posting because it's kind of scary.
Yeah. So anyway, check us out, and if you haven't, pay us a visit, psu.gd. We're amazing. We're a really great program, and I am so honored and thrilled to be a part of it. This is my first year here as a full-time professor.
Yay.
Getting to stick around, and I really love this program. Gosh, I'm sorry. I keep tearing up today, but
I love you, Sean Schumacher.
I think maybe what I want to close on. I've been singing.
You're having your 24-hour telethon moment right now.
I am, folks. Got all these telephones lined up behind me.
I know.
You got to call in, please. Anyone just got to call in. But I think that to close, Cielle gave me a great idea. Unfortunately, I've not been able to find the thing that we talked about. Darn it. But I think maybe this is a good thing to go out on. And before it happens, because I know when this starts, everyone's going to clear out immediately. Just, thank you all for being here.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thanks for being a part.
What's this? Oh, yeah.
Oh, forgot about that part.
No.
Oh. What?
Wow, so many.
So many.
All right, folks. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Be Honest 2020.